Welcome into episode 11 of Who's Together podcast, everyone. I am your girl, Lauren Moses of the UVA women's basketball team, class of 2018, and I'm here with my bro, Quin.
You already know, class of 18 as well, and on the football team.
Yep. And so we have a lot to talk about, a little bit to talk about, basketball wise, just because there was a break with finals, but more to talk about with football. The season is over. This is the time where you're going to be hearing about a lot of movement because of the transfer portal. This is something kind of taken off in the past few years. Quin, how do you feel about the transfer portal as it is now, as players can just get in, go to another team, play automatically? When we were playing, you had to wait a few years. How do you feel about this?
Yeah. Me personally, everyone knows how I feel about the transfer portal. I don't like it. It's just for the fact of now, it's like I think the transfer portal now, like opposed to before, is like a little different. Like now, everyone's in the transfer portal and now playing for NIL deals. And so now money gets involved and that's a little different story and stuff. Me personally, I just feel like it's sometimes like the easy way out of things,
Okay.
And so I get it why some people do, and then I
Players
don't.
don't stick it out.
Yeah, and I don't get why others don't. But yeah, that's just how I feel. I'm not going to get too much into it because I can talk about an hour by itself on this topic. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is at this rate.
Well, as the season has come to an end, we have been hearing about, I think the first, might not have been the first UVA football player too, but the biggest was obviously their quarterback, Brennan Armstrong. He mentioned or put out on social media that he would be entering the transfer portal. Quin, as a alum and, someone who has watched this team very closely, how do you feel about us not being able to keep him around, and what does that look like for our offense as we now go into the transfer portal and start getting some people?
With him, it's kind of tough to see him go because I know how much he meant to UVA and how much he loved it and how much he put his blood, sweat, and tears out there.
Yeah.
So it's tough, honestly. But I do respect his decision. Because I see kind of what happened last year. And well, this past season, and just kind of how it just didn't seem like it was his groove and like his fit. And I understand that. Like I respect it as as an alumni, and I wish him nothing but the best, honestly, because he deserves it. Honestly, like he was basically 2 years in a row leading the ACC and everything to go to from that to not basically doing any numbers is kind of weird.
Hey, everybody. It's a great day to bet. That being said, let's use Bet Online. Bet Online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, events with first to the market odds and lines. Find reviews and news from every league around, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. I'm talking about golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
You got to be the next man up, and I seen we just got a quarterback commit. So I hope he can play, honestly, in my honest opinion. I mean, I don't care where you come from at this rate. Can you play in this level in this league, and can you do what we're supposed to be doing on offense, basically, at the end of the day?
Yeah, and that new commit is from Monmouth. He's a quarterback at Monmouth. Tony Muskett, I believe, is the pronunciation of his last name. And so obviously we know that Jay Wolfuck, who has been a young kid in the program and is continuing. He was a redshirt sophomore last season, I believe. And so he will obviously be competing for that spot as well. He has experience in the Virginia program under different head coaches. So that will be interesting to see, who comes out as QB1. I don't know if you have seen much on this kid, but people are talking about it. I think mostly because, he's going to be returning home to Virginia. Yeah, me neither until I read an article. He's coming back home. He's from Virginia. So
What part of Virginia?
That's a great
You
question.
remember? I don't know. I'm sorry. I no disrespect to the kid. I just don't know.
I don't know what part of Virginia.
That's, but no, it's gonna be cool. Welcome. I just hope you're ready for this. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different in this league, and
And it's a lot
we,
of pressure.
it,
After you have a losing season and a very unsuccessful season and not what you expected, like, you talk about the 10-2-10 season that you had and what you guys were obviously looking to do when you come back. Like, that's a lot of pressure for a new guy
yeah,
to a program and to help turn it around. It's going to be a lot on his plate.
yeah, and especially if you haven't been with these like players before or these coaches. Like at least we went to a team with the same coaches and with the same players, basically. Like
Yeah.
a few good key opponents left us that year, but we basically still returned everybody. So it's like, okay, like I can see that. But like you're basically starting fresh,
Mm-hmm.
new. Because I mean, we lost quite a few people to this transfer portal.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it. I don't knock it,
Mhm.
but it's just one of those things like, damn, why us?
Another big name that we talked about before we even hopped on here was Nick Jackson,
Yeah.
UVA star linebacker. He has been a huge piece of literally he's the quarterback of the defense, so to speak.
Yep.
How do you feel about him heading into the transfer portal, what he has been able to do and really like continue the defensive dominance, I would say, from, your years here to now and creating his own legacy for himself?
I think it's just one of those things. It's just like you're like happy and sad at the same time. Because I did text him. I texted him and said, "Yo, what are you doing?" He responded, just he's just seeing how things play out.
Yeah.
But like I want what's best for them as well. However you can do that. I mean, everyone looked at it. It's going to be tough right now for us to win, and I get it. I
Mhm.
understand. Like I get it. And so, I mean, now they're just doing what's best for them at this rate. And I know,
Yeah.
like, that's going to be, like, heartbreaking for, like, our defense because, like, he did a lot for our defense, like, a lot. And so to lose that key component is like, I respect it. But, at the end of the day, I want him to go and be able to produce how he wants to produce and be able to do what he wants to do. So,
Yeah.
which I think is great, but it is what it is. Next man up. You got to be ready to play at this rate.
Definitely. And another guy who is going to be a recruit, he's not coming from the transfer portal, but he can help out. He could possibly help out the defense. Obviously, he'll be coming in as a freshman. There are a
Yeah.
lot of things that go into a freshman playing to even a freshman starting, especially in Division I football. But his name is DJ Jones out of Tampa, Florida, 6'4",
Yeah.
230. Defensive edge. He chose UVA over West Virginia, Navy, Kansas, Iowa State, Air Force are like the top ones. He
Mhm.
obviously had other options, but he is going to be committing. And you talk about what he's or not him, but what Nick has been able to do with the defense as a freshman coming in 3-star. What is your advice to a young kid who seems like he has, a lot of potential to be a big part of a defense?
Uh, and this kind of goes for anybody at this rate. The
Okay.
most advice that I can give you is that you really got to separate yourself and really show that you can play this game. Like, I don't care how many stars you got, how many offers you got, whatever you did in high school, it doesn't matter no more. Like, don't think because you did this and that,
Yeah.
no, that does not matter no more. Like, once you step foot on that camp on grounds, like, it doesn't matter no more. Like, you got to get out that mentality. You're on your own. You better be ready to take responsibility and really own who you are and really be a dog. Like, because you can be like, oh, I had this and that. All right, I was a whole 5-star. I had every school in the country, basically. I could have went anywhere. I did it all. I
Yeah.
was an All-American in high school. I was an All-American in college. If you don't have that mindset, then it is what it is.
It
Like
really does start
I don't
over.
even want you there.
Yeah, it really does start over. Like
Yeah, it
it
starts
goes
over.
for any athlete on any sport at any
Yep.
level. You guys who have already done it know exactly what it is that Quin's talking about. When you get to
Yep.
college and you become part of a new college team, Nobody knows how many points you scored from a basketball standpoint. Nobody knows how many points you scored. Nobody knows how many state champions. No, not even do they know. They don't care
Don't
because the
care.
person next to you is competing for a spot just like you are.
They
So,
don't care.
that's advice because it really is just creating your own lane, really. So those are the biggest names, I guess, when it comes to like coming and going for this team. I've seen on Twitter Coach Elliott and other coaches, Coach Higgins, going out and doing home visits and things like that. What is it?
Yeah, that's something I still got to talk about too, about that. Still fight about that.
What are your feelings about home visits?
I like home visits.
Oh, okay.
Don't like that it's not in two prominent areas that we need to recruit.
And where's that?
In Richmond, the 804, and then the 75. It's unbelievable. Don't worry.
You're saying that currently that's not happening.
Yeah, like it's not happening. It's not happening. Like it's unbelievable. Like it's unbelievable at this rate. Like it's not happening. Like I got sources that I know. Like and that's the thing. They don't know. Like I'm plugged into those schools down there. All I have to do is send a text and be like, "Did UVA show up today?"
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I could not put my hands on it even when I was there recruiting. I still can't put my hands on it to this day. Like
because when we were in school, there were like countless 757, 804.
Like we can pull up the roster. We can pull up.
Yeah.
I've done it before already. I've ever since like from my class and on, literally we were like here, and then it just kept going like this, and it's pretty much non-existent at this rate.
We will keep an eye out on that, but also the players that are heading out and coming in for this program, because there's a lot that they're going to have to fix, turn around, redo, unlearn
everything.
But we have two programs who are still undefeated and getting ready to close out their non-conference games and start their ACC play. That is men's basketball and women's basketball. Men are ranked number 2 in the AP poll. Women were ranked 25 last week, but this week they fell out of the top 25. But they're still doing their thing. If you follow them on social media, you just can see
they're having a ball.
How much fun they're having. I was talking to Fran Harris. She's a woman who worked for ESPN. She's HGTV shows, all those things. She was the play-by-play announcer when Coach Thompson was there. And I got to call some games with her, and we were on a call today. And she was just like, "Do you see those smiles?" And I was like, literally, I was just telling someone else this. Like, yes, they're playing good offense. Yes, they're rebounding really good. All those things. But they are just so happy with the success that they're seeing. And they're just like, using that to keep the momentum going. It's great.
Like it's great to me. Like I'm thoroughly like impressed. Like
inspired.
I see the joy. Like I'm happy for them. Like it's one thing, for a new coaching staff and for new players to come in and just say, "Oh yeah, we want to change the program around." Cool. But it's like when you really do that and like show it, that is the honor. Like I'm literally like I'm trying to figure out when they play sometime like in conference or whatever, like either close to me or like I gotta go down there. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Boston College. How far is Boston College from you?
Do they play Boston College? I thought it was at Virginia.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes we've played them twice in a year. Yeah, the first one is it's in Virginia.
Yeah, I think it's at Virginia. Yep, I think it's in Virginia. I seen that because I was like, "Oh, Boston, I'm not far from that. I'd have went." But I'm gonna make it to a home game. I'm gonna go to a home game, and then I gotta make it to a boys' games too, just because. I mean, I've always liked watching them play.
Yeah, they're always, they're gonna keep it fun. But they do have a really exciting game coming up against number 5, Houston, who has been playing really well. They were at number 1 on the AP poll at one point. So that game is going to be on Saturday this week, and then the women, I'm calling their game on Sunday against Morgan State.
Oh yeah, let's get buckets.
So this could be the first time in a very long time that the women go undefeated heading into ACC play, which that in itself deserves a documentary. This team won 5 games last season. Like somebody has to be documenting this because I don't care.
There's video.
I mean, yes, they're big. What'd you say?
There's videos. Don't worry. There.
Oh, there's definitely videos, but I'm just saying, like, this needs to be,
Yeah.
there needs to be some type of production behind this, because I don't
No,
care
it
how
is.
many games they win or lose in ACC play. What they have done in this, 11 game, I think they're 11-0. Yeah, 11 game span right now is historical.
Oh, all I'm saying is we can just do it ourselves at this rate.
I
We
mean,
can
might as
set
well.
up the production. We can do all the interviews and talk. We can make some money off of that. We can make some money off of that. I'm
Oh
telling you, hey,
gosh.
get
Well,
them
I'm
paid, get
excited.
us paid.
I'm excited to see how both of these teams close out their
Yeah.
non-conference play, what they do ACC this year, what if both of them in the NCAA tournament. A lot of people are talking about the men being national contenders. I mean, let's do it.
I'm with it. I just actually like, and this is like, I want to see the girls play for the big title. Like I want to see them in March Madness playing for the big title, because it's going to be one of those Cinderella stories that people sleep on us, especially for the girls, and they're going to wreck shop and they're going to win. And
Yeah.
I'm a believer in them. Like they're playing real. Yes, like they're playing real dominant. I'm like, yo, it's like even if they're down, like they still play like they're like, oh nah, like this ain't happening. They flip a switch and now they winning. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like this is what I love to see. Then our boys, they're playing basketball. I don't know what
Team
Tony Bennett has been
basketball.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what Tony Bennett has been saying.
Everybody on that team can have a breakout game. Anybody.
Literally,
Like
literally.
literally one through, I think they play about seven or eight people consistently. Yeah. Anybody in that rotation can have a breakout game and lead their team to a win, which makes them, that's dangerous in itself, let alone their defense that is just on point. So
I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be great to see them, especially if they when they win this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might go to Charlottesville, just like turn up something.
Make sure you all tune in to both of those games. Men play on Saturday, women play on Sunday. Make sure you're supporting the fellow Wahoos. We will be back next week to talk about both of those teams, see how they are doing as they get into conference play. I am Lauren Moses, and she is
Quin Blandy.
And we'll
Let's
be back
get
next
it.
week.
Yes, sir.
every morning we drive. Been on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble, letting the air out. Walking with a clear route. How we gon' rise today? I'm making mine today. Go make yours. Double back and flip the proceeds. Last year on the corner sipping OE. Had to get off the block. Best friend smoking rock. Best man called the cops. Rose from the city that never sleeps. It's the melting pot.